won't go. Rebound. Bearcats have upset the number 5 ranked parents of Whitworth University. Off to Eaglesmith. 2-ball or 3. Given 3. This is stolen away by Watts. He'll take it up and lay it up and down, and Watts extends the lead.
Track Guide, Bearcat Hoop, Where Are They Now series is back. This is our second off season where we're able to conduct about these 20 to 30 minute interviews with former players of the program and get everybody out there, family and friends and fans of our Bearcat Hoop men's basketball program here at Willamette University. Updates on where our former players are at, their families, their careers, their lives, and hopefully along the way get some funny stories reminiscent about their time in the Cardinal and Gold. Today, we're bringing you another Where Are They Now with Bearcat Hoop. Back with another Where Are They Now Bearcat Hoop audio series. This is a super exciting one because we are literally talking across the pond with one of our former captains, 4-year player, class of 2014, Avery Manu, stationed in Japan. Avery, how you doing, bud?
I'm doing great, Coach. Thanks. How are you?
Yeah, I'm excited to talk to this guy because I think the last time I actually saw you, you came back for your first, when you were eligible, your first alumni game year you were eligible. I think you and Alex came over for a pasta dinner, but that might have been the last time I physically saw you.
Yeah, that was right. I think that was right before I had left.
Yes.
For TBS, called the Basic School.
Right. Yes. So I want to get in. So this is like usually in this, we go back and we talk about career paths and interviews and jobs. But Avery, take us from the end. So you play 4 years, you're captain for us, and then you make a decision. I don't know if you had always planned it this way, but you in the spring, you tell me, Coach, I'm going military, and just take it from there. Your thought process, why, and the timeline.
So military was always in the back of my mind. It was always an option. It was something that always intrigued me because both my grandfathers were retired from the Air Force, and I had a bunch of family members in the Air Force, and I saw how well they were living after they retired because they retired after 24 years, have a full pension, medical stuff. Yeah. It intrigued me, but I knew that if I signed up, I was locked in for 4 years.
Yeah.
So I figured, all right, graduate. Let's figure out what the hell I want to do.
What was your major here?
So I majored in film studies.
That's right. You were film studies because you were doing a documentary. Yes, we'll get into that too. Keep going.
Oh, yeah. So that's a funny story with everyone in the Marine Corps too. Like their reaction's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But so I spent about 1.5 years in Idaho, just trying to figure out really what I wanted to do. I was kind of bouncing between potentially going overseas and trying out, seeing if I could maybe play over there. Mm-hmm. And then possibly pursuing something in film, but that was more just because I liked movies, so I figured, why not? Let's major in it. Why not?
Yeah.
And so nothing was really standing out, and the military was still in the back of my mind. And so I tried to join the Air Force.
Okay.
I went to the officer recruiter, and was like, hey, man, I'm really interested in the Air Force. Can you give me some details? He's like, yeah, let's set up a meeting and he'd set a date and a time.
Okay.
Like, right. So I'd show up, and then he'd no-show me. He wasn't there.
What?
So this happened like 6 or 7 times. He'd call me, reschedule. Hey, so sorry, I had something. Hey, no problem. About the 7th time, I was like, all right, I'm kind of done. Maybe this is a sign from God.
Yes.
So as I was leaving the building, the Marine officer recruiter walks out, and he sparks up a conversation. He's like, hey, I've seen you here a couple of times. Like, what's going on? Like, well, trying to join the Air Force, but this guy's bailed on me like 7 times.
Right.
So he gives me his card, and he's like, hey, yeah, well, if you ever consider the military again, give me a call and we can talk about the Marine Corps. And that was it. It's like, all right, cool. But I kind of pushed military back again just because of that experience with the Air Force recruiter.
Yeah.
And then a couple months go by, and the 2 jobs I was working in Idaho, I just randomly start running into former or current Marines.
Really?
Everywhere. I would serve them. Then I was working for a family friend at this like rent-to-own place.
I was about to say, weren't you doing RAC furniture? I remember you telling me that story.
Yeah, I was his repo man. I'd go knock on doors, like, hey, you give me $400 or I'm taking your couch. It was a pretty good time.
Exactly.
But so yeah, like, he'd like rent furniture out to current Marines or former Marines, and I just end up talking to them, and they couldn't speak highly enough of it and how much they loved it. So finally, I was like, all right, maybe this is a sign.
Right. Yes, you're getting messages. Yeah.
So I'll give the Marine Corps, the Marine Corps officer recruiter, a call, and then go in and I get all like into their system and I apply. Then I got accepted. I was like, hell, why not? Let's do this thing. Then off to the first entry level school, which was a real kick in the butt.
When you are meeting, like in the beginning, before you actually filled out everything, when the Marine guy, I'm assuming, met you on the first one, didn't stand you up like the Air Force guy, or did you have like a picture in your brain of what this meant, like this is going to be XYZ, and then he kind of fills in the holes in that? Or was it something completely different than you would imagine? Did you get a lot of information from those other Marines? How did you know going in? Like, how did you filter that?
How did I know that this was the branch I wanted to join?
Yeah. Yes.
So most of it came from all the other Marines that I had met.
Okay.
Talking about the brotherhood or has, and obviously all the benefits.
Yeah.
And then just the opportunity to travel, and that your job is always changing, and that there's annual requirements where you're always doing something different.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. Like, I don't really want to be stuck in a desk 24/7.
Yeah.
It sounds awesome. Like, we do martial arts every year, and then you go to the rifle and pistol range every year. Those are requirements.
Yeah.
Like a swim qualification to make sure that you're still good at swimming, proficient at it.
Yeah.
And your job about every 2-3 years, if you're married, you're gonna change locations. You'll go to a different unit, a different base, a different state, a different country.
Mm-hmm.
And you may be doing the same job or you may not be. And so it's constantly changing. Then you go to the field. They're out in the field, so we'll go out for like a month at a time, living out of tents and just like setting up our exercises if we were to go to war. Like, how would we operate?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So that intrigued me. And then talking with the recruiter, he just kind of amplified it, talking more about benefits and your job as an officer. Because I think there's a common misconception with a lot of people that if you're in the military, you're in the military. But there's two different. You're either enlisted or officer. And enlisted, you go right out of high school.
Okay.
Officer, you have to have a college degree.
Okay.
And you're more of the supervisor and manager of your enlisted Marines.
Yeah. And so take me, God, there's so many offshoots that I want to go down, but go to this TBS school, right? Go through there. What was that? And because, I mean, it's not like you weren't a guy you were always in shape. Like, I never had to worry about Avery's not going to be lifting or Avery's not going to, you were always in pretty good shape. So did that serve you well going here? Was it a whole different version of like physical challenge, mental challenge, etc.?
Oh, it was physically, mentally, and emotionally challenging. It was all three.
Yeah.
So the entry levels, the first school you go to is called OCS, Officer School, and that's a 10-week program. And that's pretty much the weed out the week. Yeah. You go there and you're considered a candidate. You're not a Marine yet. And if you don't make it through that 10-week course, then you're kicked out. You're not in the Marine Corps. It's like, thanks for trying, but
we don't. Okay.
And so then after that, you move on to TBS, it's called the basic school. And that's a 6-month course with all brand new lieutenants who graduated OCS. And that's where you learn all the basic infantry tactics.
Okay.
Because every officer needs to have an understanding of how the infantry works.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because everything we do revolves around the infantry. Even if you don't get infantry as your job, you're in a support role for the infantry.
Okay. Okay.
So
is this classroom and outside? Like, you're talking about tactics. So I'm thinking tactics hoops wise. I got a whiteboard, but we also practice. So take me Marines. Is it similar?
It's very similar.
Okay.
So we would go through the first thing we did, squad attacks was the first thing that we learned. So we'd be in the classroom for about a month, just learning all the different tactics to the squad offense.
Okay.
Squad's made up of about 12 Marines.
That was my next question. How many in a squad? Okay, 12. Okay.
So then they would give us all the different formations and tactics that you can call out. Like, you can be in a column, or you can be in like an echelon where it's kind of like canted a little bit.
Okay.
In kind of this like diamond looking formation.
Yeah.
And then it's all about how you attack the enemy once you find them.
Yeah.
So we would learn about all that for squad attacks for the first month, and then we'd actually go out to the field. We'd go out into the freaking woods of Quantico. We'd be sleeping in sleeping bags, rain or shine or snow, no matter what it was, we're out there. And then you'd split up. So like your whole platoon is made up of about 3 to 4 squads.
Okay.
Within one platoon, and we would all go out together. Then we'd split up. So you get in your individual squad, and then it'd be one-on-one. One squad would go out on the defense. They would give them like a grid location. You have your map, and they'd have to find where they need to go. Then they'd set up their defense, and then they would give us a grid square on the maps, which is about 1,000 kilometers worth of real life ground.
Okay.
Where they were seen, so they wouldn't give us the exact position.
Yeah.
So you would rotate who's the squad leader, and you would decide how you were going to go about attacking these.
Yeah.
Attacking the defense.
That's a hell of a game plan. How do you decide? Okay, what do you use? And I'm assuming you've got all your gear. How are you deciding if you want or not? I mean, it's obviously not paintball, or is it? I mean, what's going on?
So with us, they have it's this laser system.
Oh.
We actually have our real life rifle out there, our M16.
Yeah.
You would have blanks on the inside, but then you would attach this thing to the muzzle.
Okay.
Where every time you shot, it would shoot a laser. And then on your bulletproof vest and your helmet, laser sensors. So if you got hit, it would spark up if the laser hit you.
Yeah.
It would say where you got hit, like if it was in like the shoulder or something, or in what kind of injury you were. So if you got hit in the chest, then you're pretty much dead.
Right.
So then as far as like determining how you're going to attack them, you would use everything from, you would get a brief so we'd have radios, and you'd get a brief saying, okay, this is where they were last seen. This is the type of equipment they're using. They got M16s, maybe grenades, rocket launchers. Then you would look at the square they were seen setting up in the defense, and you'd look at the terrain.
Yeah.
Because they would teach us how to like read a map and everything, and like, all right, there's a big hill right here. And knowing a defense, you want it on a hill.
Okay.
Facing the area where you can see the most stuff.
Okay.
So you assume that they're probably going to be right here.
Yeah.
So you would try to predict where it's called fields of fire, where their weapons are pointing, and you want to go not in that area. So you would look at the map, and then you'd have about a 6 to 9 mile hike.
Mm-hmm.
And then so you'd make your way there, you'd patrol over, and then when you were about, 500, 600 meters out, you would stop your squad, and you would take what's called a leader's recon. There's only like 3 to 4 dudes.
Yeah.
That's where you're going up very slowly, because you know you're in the area.
Yeah.
And you want to try to sneak around and actually get eyes on them first.
Okay.
So we would sneak around. You would just look at it, and the second you see them, like everybody would drop. Then you'd pinpoint on the map exactly where they're at and try to get as much info, like how many Marines are there, which way are the weapons pointing. And then you would come back to the rest of your squad, make your attack plan, and then you just roll out.
Wow. Did you get, like, having been an athlete, your whole life and been in pre-games and locker rooms and getting ready, did you get the same nerves? Did you get even more nerves because it's, you're simulating life or death for real? What was the feeling before those?
So the nerves didn't really have nerves as far as like the actual attack.
Okay.
It was more like, I'm getting graded right now.
Yeah.
I got to try to be the best leader I can be, because I'm getting evaluated. But
and how do they do that? For us, obviously it's easy for the scoreboard, and then, we go watch film, we got box scores. What's an evaluation of you look like? Is there film of this?
Well, if you have a GoPro, then some people film.
Okay.
I didn't have a GoPro, so I didn't have that. But so they would just evaluate your leadership, how well you can present your order.
Okay.
It's called a 5-paragraph order.
Okay.
It's an easy way to break down all the details you need to let your squad or platoon know for the upcoming fight. So how well you can prep an order, brief an order, and then control your team on the way to the objective.
Okay.
also finishing the objective, like how well you execute once you get there.
How do they give you the evaluation? Right there when it's done? Later in a meeting? How do you get the feedback?
They do it immediately after. So
Okay.
right after your attack's done as the squad leader, he's a captain. He'll pull you to the side and he'll kind of tell you like what you did bad, what you did good.
Yeah.
Tips for improvement. And then you would just kind of like go back and forth on like where you could have done better.
Yeah.
And then select the next squad leader, and then you're up next.
I want you to be able to tell us too how you go from there to where you are now. But I got so many. There's so many parallels that I want to explore. Was there a benefit for you having a background in sports? Were there a lot of guys with a background in sports for this team setup? You know, you mentioned the brotherhood. I mean, you've been existing. I mean, first of all, you're Samoan, so your culture and the family for us is utmost importance. But having your background in athletics, was that a benefit? Was there some similarities, some dissimilarities? Talk about that.
Oh, it was absolutely beneficial. The Marine Corps loves athletes.
Okay.
That was one of the things that I had going for me when I applied.
Mm-hmm.
I was a prior athlete. So
Okay.
I knew like my GPA wasn't on par with probably the other guys who were applying. So I knew that my fitness was one way I could stand out.
Right.
And then all the so before you went, there was a bunch of events that you would do with the recruiter,
Mm-hmm.
and like see how you did.
Yeah.
So my fitness and my leadership were the two ways that I could stand out and to better my chances of getting accepted.
Okay.
Then all that prep work, you show up to OCS and like you're feeling pretty good because you're in pretty good shape, and like that was probably the best shape of my life.
Yeah.
Before I went to OCS, and you go run our 3-mile test, and there's like dudes that are smoking me, and I was like,
and you could run.
I'm not the only fast one. Like, so then it's more of then it becomes like a challenge. Like everyone's challenging each other.
Yeah.
You push each other in the classroom. Like you find the dude who's really smart in the platoon, study with him. Find the guy who can run a 15-minute 3-mile, which there were those out there.
Oh my God.
And you start working out with him.
Yeah.
Everyone is very good at camaraderie and working together and bettering each other. Like every night we would have study groups, and the dude who was a freaking brilliant, who was intelligent as hell, who had a PhD. This kid had a PhD. He would kind of run the study groups for us before tests in the morning. So the athleticism and the teamwork thing really helps being an athlete because you've done it. And the people who struggle were the guys who never played any sports
and hadn't had to be with others and find that, you know, the bond and et cetera.
Oh yeah. Most of the guys who didn't make it through OCS or did, but barely, had no prior history of.
Like hadn't had to do that sacrifice for others because of the team.
Yeah. And I mean, there definitely were those that never played sports and still made it through with flying colors. But for the majority, I think most of the people there had played sports.
Wow. That's awesome. I got more on that, but take me through. You finish your schooling, so to speak. How did you end up where you are now? Take me through the progression these last couple of years.
So at TBS, you find out it's called your MOS. We got acronyms for days.
Honestly, you got a whole other language.
Yeah, at the basic school, you figure out it's called your military occupational specialty. It's your job.
Okay.
So that's where at the very end, after you learn everything about the infantry, the basics about infantry, you figure out your MOS, and it's randomly assigned based on your proficiency and where your instructors think you will succeed.
Okay.
And so I got assigned as a communications officer.
Okay.
Which we work all the technical side of the Marine Corps, the technical support for the infantry. So we plan, manage, and support how they're going to communicate with each other, whether it's going to be over radios or computers or satellite communications, data networks. So we build all that out for them so they can communicate. So then after TBS, you go to your MOS school. So then I actually went to comm school. And that was another 6-month class.
Yeah.
where they teach you everything about data networking, radio frequencies,
It's like a whole other degree for you then, yeah? You're getting like 3-4 new degrees, it sounds like.
Yeah, essentially. Like,
you got your film studies, and then you got all this other stuff.
I got film studies as a backup in case this fails.
Keep going. Keep going.
So yeah, you learn. So we went to MOS school, comm school for 6 months, and you learned, like I said, all about data networking, radios and stuff, and how to build a communications architecture and network for the infantry. So they can call fire, call for close air support, relay like enemy positions and stuff. And so then after that, that's when you get assigned your first duty station.
Okay.
So I originally had orders to North Carolina.
Okay.
One of my buddies in my comm class, he had just had a brand new child, and he got orders to Japan out here in Okinawa.
Mm-hmm.
He did not want to come here with his newborn kid.
Right.
So we did a little swap because I wanted to go to Japan. I wanted to go to Japan, he wanted North Carolina.
Yeah.
Opposite. So we talked to our company commander. Hey, sir, like, is it cool if we swap?
Yeah.
We want to trade. I want to go there. And we had the exact same billet.
Okay.
Oh, that's your job.
Okay.
So we just did a little hot swap. And then June 22nd of 2017, I was on a plane out to Japan.
And are you on military plane there? You're not flying commercial out there on the assignment, right?
They flew us commercial.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And then there you are. So, okay, what's your day-to-day? You're in Japan. You wake up, go.
So right now, I've worked for 3 different units since I've been out here.
Okay.
The first one, it was called Communications Company. And it's a whole company full of about 4 platoons.
Okay. So how many people is that? Speak civilian.
Each platoon is about 48 to 50 Marines.
Okay.
There's about 200 to 300 in one company.
Okay.
And then, so Communications Company, they were overstocked with lieutenants. And lieutenant is the rank that you come in. So right now I'm a lieutenant. Okay. And they were overstocked, so they didn't have a job for us. They had nothing for us to do. So the first couple months, I wasn't really doing anything. it was kind of nice. I was literally just going to the gym every day.
I was about to say, so you got a lot of time to work out? Like,
working out, playing basketball, watching Netflix, taking naps.
Right.
Like, I was like, man, I'm getting paid for this? This is nice.
Is there a requirement before you keep going on? Is there like a fitness regimen they have you on? You know, when you're a basketball player, I give you the lifts and the plan, and you guys go do it and add to it. What do the Marines do to make sure you don't get fat?
So we have 2 fitness tests. Every year you have to do these tests. It's called the physical fitness test and then the combat fitness test. So the physical fitness test, it's a 3-mile run, as many pull-ups as you can do without getting off the bar, and then as many sit-ups as you can get in 2 minutes. Okay. So each event is worth 100 points. Okay. And to max it out, to get 300 is a perfect score. You have to run your 3-mile in 18 minutes or less, do 23 pull-ups, and get 120 sit-ups in 2 minutes. That's just to get a perfect score. Right. To pass it, you need to, what is it? I think it's like, you have to get at least 5 pull-ups to pass. Yeah. I think it's like 80 sit-ups and like a 21 or 22 minute 3-mile. So then basically you know the test and you got to build how you're going to be ready for them yourself. Yeah. So the junior Marines, so all of our enlisted Marines, so I have a platoon of about 30 enlisted Marines right now. Okay. Every morning we'll PT together, but it's kind of on us. It's on the leadership. Yeah, our Marines so that they can pass the fitness test every day. Okay. So if you got a platoon of guys, I mean, if you got your group sucks, that's on you. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. If my whole group fails the PFT, right, I will get my PP slapped. Right. So you're like, now you got all these degrees now, and you're basically coaching at the same time. You're basically like a fitness I'm a strength and conditioning consultant now. Essentially. See, so some of this back. So where are you drawing your plans from? How are you figuring out how to keep these guys in shape? So a lot of it was stuff that we've done in college. Like I did when we'd go on the soccer field.
The 10 and 10.
It was like a minute 10 or something to get down and back.
Yeah.
Like we were doing that for a while. Sometimes we'll just like for our fun every Friday we'll do a fun PT because we're just on the other days.
Right.
So everybody loves playing basketball, so like we'll go play basketball or play some football or something.
Yeah.
Really like an accumulation of everything that I've kind of gathered over the years.
Okay. So go back. They didn't have a job for you. You get in a nap, Netflix, and stay in shape. Go from there.
So then I got reassigned because there was an opening at a unit. It's called Combat Assault Battalion. I got reassigned to them, so I was their communications officer.
Okay.
So they were very radio heavy. They didn't have much data requirements because they didn't need data. They were all radio because they're the Combat Assault Battalion. They're like they're called LAVs and like LAR and stuff. So like the tanks that can.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Water. So they do like beach landing with tanks, and they all use radios to communicate.
Okay.
So I would plan. So there I had a platoon of probably like 45 Marines.
Yeah.
And so there we would plan out all of their radio communications because each radio only has a certain distance it can talk to. So we would have to talk to like the operations section and tell them like, hey, you're planning on going here, but that's not going to work because it's too far for the radios.
Yeah.
Or a big hill in the middle, you're not going to be able to talk. So this is the risk you're running.
Right.
So really just working with every section, every support section within Combat Assault Battalion to plan out how the infantry is going to do their job.
Wow, that's great. That's so many logistics and planning and human interaction. My goodness.
Oh, human interaction is the biggest thing here.
Is that part of the appeal for you? Like just being like, I got to work with people.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. Yeah. Like every single day, like you just gotta, they call it make your rounds and just go around to the different support sections and even down to the infantry, just talk to them and figure out like, how they're doing, what they need. Hey, how that last exercise, how was communications? Like where was it rough? Where was it good? How could we improve? And then just, really just getting to know everybody.
Where have you, if people, people listen, Bearcat Hoop fans, that the Avery they saw last play, I think your last game was at George Fox. Where have you grown the most because of your path? Where's the biggest difference for you? Or not necessarily like, oh, coach, I was a POS in this. Now I'm awesome. Where have you grown? Like I had this skill, but I've really refined it.
I would say leadership.
Okay.
100%. Officer candidate school and TBS. It's like one of the best leadership courses that.
Yeah. I mean, there's like coaches, and like I got stacks of like military leadership manuals, like stuff that we're trying to steal for our captains that you've lived through and done, like the intensive version of.
Yeah, so just like standing in front of a group of people that you're in charge of and confidently portraying the mission that you need to get done, having all of them buy in, and just leading them. Like it's awesome. It's fun.
Yeah.
I fell in love with it.
For the next how many years, this is what it looks like for me. What is it?
So backing up a little bit, after CAB, I got sent to 3rd Marine Division.
Okay.
Here now, and the end of my contract is this November.
Oh, okay.
So for entry-level officers, for lieutenants, you have to go through this thing called the Career Designation Board.
Okay.
And that's going in August, and I'll be on that one. And what they do is they take every lieutenant who came in with me at the same time, and they put us on a board. So they'll have my package, Avery Manu, take a picture of me. They'll have a whole history of everything that I've done, all my performance evaluations, all the schools that I've been to. How's my rifle shooting, my pistol, what's my martial arts belt, my fitness. To look at everything, and then it's a whole room of like colonels and majors and stuff, and they decide whether they want to keep you or not. So in August, if I get accepted for career designation, then I could make it then I can stay in for as long as I want, as long as I don't get kicked out. Right. But if you don't get accepted, then it's pretty much a thank you for your 4 years of service, but we're done with you.
Oh, wow.
So
That's a little nerve-wracking. I mean, I anticipate you got great marks, but that's a little fucking nervous. Nervous. I'm nervous for you.
Yeah, I've been talking to everybody about how to like make your profile look better, and like, yours looks pretty good. It's like, but there's nothing we can say that's going to take the nerves away.
Right.
Just, if you want to stay in, it's pretty nerve-wracking.
Right. Let's just assume you stay in. Let's just assume because you're kicking ass. Then it's more assignments, more relocations, etc.
Yep. So then by that time, if you get accepted, that's about the same time frame where you'll pin on captain.
Okay.
So then I'll be a captain, and then I'll come back to the States next summer. So probably June or July 2020.
Okay.
Then it'll either be San Diego or North Carolina. In those areas.
Yeah.
As far as the job that I'll be doing, it just depends on what's open. So I can look at, there's a website, it's called our Manpower website. You can look at what's open, what's opening soon. Then you can talk to your monitor, who's this guy who kind of tracks your career and helps you get to the job that you want to go to.
Okay.
And you talk to them like, hey, I really want to go be the communications officer for Recon Battalion. Whatever. Then if it's open, all right, cool. Cut your orders and you're going to Recon Battalion.
Wow.
I really want to go to Special Operation Forces and there.
What has this been like for you? One of the things that was always unique for you and Talanoa Smith is, being Samoans playing basketball for a Samoan coach. There's like 3 of us in the world doing this thing. But I know your family is very close. Like your dad, your mom, your brothers, you guys are very close. So how has this been for that? You being all over the place. Obviously, I'm sure they're super proud of you. But has that been a bit of a struggle too on that end, being so far away?
So being far away hasn't been too tough for me personally.
Right.
I know my mom's losing her
mind. Of course, that's what she's supposed to do.
Yeah, but the hardest thing is just the communication piece.
Yeah,
it's hard. Like I try to call Tyson all the time, and it's every time I call him, it'll be like Sunday after church for me, and he's just about to hit up the bars. So like, all right, can't really talk right now.
Right, he's not. Well, he's not trying to catch up. He's about to go have some fun.
Yeah. So, but it's been good. I mean, communication's really hard. Just of the time.
Even though you have like a degree in communications now in all forms of it.
Oh yeah. Amazingly, I suck at communication.
Right. Is there a piece? This one I always ask everybody. Is there a piece of what you did for 4 years at Willamette? And you don't have to say, "Oh, it was basketball." Period. It could be something that the school forced you to do. It could be a class, a professor. What do you still use? What was a tool belt item that Willamette gave you that still helps you today?
So, I would say one, honestly, basketball. Like with you, coach, and the rest of the coaching staff, really reinforcing that you're in the business of building men, building men who are going to go out and be a benefit to society. So then also allowing me to be a captain kind of got me a taste of leadership. Yeah. What is this thing? Like, how do I do it? And then also being an RA.
Yes, because that was another job you had in charge of a hallway of hooligans.
Yeah, being an RA was actually applied very well to this because I had a whole building. Like, I remember we were in Northwood, a whole building that I just had to make sure didn't burn down.
That was the job description.
Yeah, and just if anyone had issues in there, try to help them figure it out. And so I think the RA thing definitely helped with the leadership. So one being a captain on the team, and also being an RA helped build the foundations for my leadership abilities, and then the Marine Corps just amplified them.
Yeah. If you could go back to young Avery, it doesn't even have to be freshman year, it could be senior year, what would you tell him?
Don't be afraid to speak your mind. Just project confidence on the court, in practice, and people will follow suit. Just more lead by example.
Do you still get to play? I mean, you mentioned you did originally. Do you still get to play?
Yeah, I actually just played in this. It's called the Commanding Generals Cup.
Okay.
So it's called every quarter, every 4 months.
Yeah.
They have a Commanding Generals Cup, and you can only play with Marines in your unit.
Okay. You
can only play with Marines in division, in 3rd Marine Division.
Yeah.
So we got a team together and we went out and we won it. We got the
Hey, look at this. I love it. I love it. Well, you look, and people listen. Obviously, this is terrible for me because it's an audio series. Avery, looks like you just stepped off the floor yesterday. So obviously, the Marines, you've been staying in shape. Are there more? What's the most dominant sport background? Is it football? Is it basketball? What is the most that you run into in the Marines?
Ooh, basketball's rare.
Yeah.
Very rare. I would say it's a mix of football and track or cross country.
Oh, now like that 3 mile run, I can see that because that makes me scared to death just sitting here in my comfortable office.
Oh, it's terrible.
Is it on a track or is it like cross country?
It's on a level surface, but it's just around so on this base it's around the base. So they just knocked out a 3 mile loop.
Yeah.
Base, but it's relatively flat.
What are you in day to day clothing wise?
Oh, my uniform.
Uniform.
Yeah. So every day I have to wear my right now we're in our woodland camis.
Okay.
And then after work I can wear whatever I want.
Right.
For officers, there's some rules as to exactly what you can wear.
Oh.
So I can't wear athletic gear. So I couldn't just go out to a bar in sweats and a sweatshirt. You
have to be, oh, really?
You have to be somewhat presentable and professional. So you have to wear pants or like khaki shorts or any kind of short. Like right now I'm wearing jorts and those are fine. And they say a collared shirt, they would like you to wear a collared shirt, but you don't have to.
Okay.
And you can't wear any shirts with any sort of like profanity on it.
Yeah.
If you have pants or shorts with belt loops, you have to wear a belt.
Oh, you can't go option B. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, it's not something where like if I get caught without a belt, I'm going to get fired.
Right.
But you go, hey, where's your belt?
Well, I don't want no belt on the board when they slap your picture up on the board and decide your future. So you go ahead and keep wearing a belt. Yeah. Personally, what's up on the personal front, man? Is there time for a personal life in the military?
Yeah, there actually is. So the unit I'm at right now, I'm not as busy because I'm not down in the battalion level.
Okay.
Doing all the exercises. I'm with the division. So 3rd Marine Division underneath. So it's whole hierarchy.
Yeah.
Division, which is where I'm at. Underneath them, they'll have about 4 to 5 regiments.
Okay.
And then under the regiments, they'll have about 4 to 5 battalions.
Okay.
And then under battalion, they'll have about 4 to 5 companies. And each company is about 200 to 300 Marines.
Okay.
So the division, we manage the entire infantry.
All of that. Yeah. That's thousands then, yes?
Yeah. And so I'm not too busy because I don't actually go out and do the exercises anymore. I more plan their communications for them.
Okay.
Like, need computers. Like we'll set up their computer network for them and they can email, chat, all that stuff. So personal side, I have time to like go work out, come back. Got a pretty serious girlfriend who actually.
I was about to ask. I've seen some Facebook stuff of you. I don't know how you find the time, but I've seen some of that.
Oh yeah, I'm not very active on social media.
Yeah, I noticed. Is that like real quick tangent? Is that like a thing in the military? I would imagine it's not beneficial for you guys to be sharing. Not like people are sharing secrets, but like to be on social media. Are there guys that are more than others?
Yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with social media.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing that they harp on, so every year there's actually this annual class we have to take, and it's called cyber awareness.
Oh.
And it talks about the dangers of doing too much on social media.
Yeah.
So they actually did this class where this guy, he did some social engineering.
Mm-hmm.
And before the class, we gave everybody the name of who was going to be attending. And then when he came in, he would like pull someone aside. He didn't do me personally, but he grabbed one of the Marines who was there, and he just started spitting off all these details about him. Like, so like your mom's name is blah, blah, blah. Your mom was born here, dad born here. You got these 2 siblings. I'm aware that they're going to these schools. He's like, and you're from this city. Yeah. You're currently working here and you live at this address. This is your phone. Everything about his life.
Yeah.
It was just like, what the fuck? When we showed him, he just pulled literally everything from social media, like exactly.
There was no secret about him anymore.
No, so they just kind of caution you on what you're doing with social media.
Yeah.
So like, I guess one of the big things is like if you're traveling, like for us out here in the Indo-Pacific region, it's obviously there's a lot of potential tension between the area that we're in. So when we're traveling, they suggest not posting pictures while you're there.
Right.
Doing it or before you go, like saying where you're going to go.
Yeah. Hey, look at me. I'm a Marine Corps officer. I'm going to be here. Meet me there, everybody.
Hey, I'm going to Seoul in South Korea. I'll be there from these days to these days. Like when you got this all said and done, you can post the stuff.
Have you got to see a lot of the area? Yeah,
actually, I went to Bangkok not too long ago. Then the girlfriend and I, we went to Taipei.
Okay.
And then we're planning to go to Busan in South Korea.
Is she out there with you? Is she in the States? What's that set up?
She moved out here.
Oh my gosh, for you? Come on. No, I love it. That's awesome.
Sure.
That is amazing. Hey, man, this has been awesome. I feel like I could do like 4 of these sessions with you because there's just, even when you're detailing the hierarchy of division down to, regiment to battalion, like that's all like just knowledge that you hear on movies, but you have no concept of what it is. Do you have to like educate family too? Like, is this what you end up doing when you do get to see them? Like, guys, can I not explain the language to you right now? Can I just sit here for a minute?
Oh yeah, like it's a whole nother world.
Yeah,
like, it's completely different, and like not too many people really. And I mean, you wouldn't really know a lot about it unless you're in it.
Right.
So when you get like, my mom's always asking about all this stuff, like what's going on.
Well, I'm sure she's probably watching the news, and every time there's something in that area, it can't be easy for her, I would imagine.
Yeah, she's a little nervous, but
how's Pops?
He's doing good.
His dad's law enforcement background, yes. So does some of this ring with? And didn't he do military too for a little bit?
His dad.
Okay, that's right.
He's a military child.
Yeah.
And he's actually looking to run for sheriff.
Is he really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Big Tony, congrats to him, man. Hey, Abe, this has been amazing, man. This is awesome. I'm going to put this up for everybody on Bearcat Hoop to catch up with Avery. And now that I have the way and the 16-hour time difference between here and Japan, I can do a better job of keeping up with him myself, not knowing when in the hell he's sleeping and I'm not sleeping. But Bearcat Hoop, where are they now? Abe, thanks for coming on, bud.
Thanks, Coach.
Drive and dribble, watch. Double clutches, left side Barber for 3. Here's Sutton. Great move to the hoop. Spun, and he just schooled his defender.